Hello everyone, I am Anita, a PMP and PGMP certified professional. Today we continue our strategic alignment journey with task 9. Obtain organizational leadership approval for the program by presenting the program charter with its high level cost, milestone, schedule and benefits to receive authorization to initiate the program. In simple terms, the program charter officially authorizes the program to begin and empowers the program manager to lead it. Okay, what does the program charter include? A program charter includes key elements such as program scope, assumptions, constraints, high-level risks, high-level benefits and their realization, goals and objectives, success criteria, key stakeholders, timing, outcomes and resource allocation. Now let's discuss an additional concept that is important for the PGMP exam but falls outside the scope of task 9. The program charter doesn't just authorize the program, it also defines how the program success will be measured by specifying success criteria, success metrics, measurement methods. At this point, let's understand one important distinction between the program charter and the business case. A program is closed when the program charter is fulfilled. However, that doesn't mean the program was successful. A successful completion of the program is judged against the approved business case, actual program outcomes, and the organization's current goals and strategic objectives. Let's understand this with simple example. Imagine an organization wants to construct a new hospital. The business case states build the hospital to improve healthcare access for 1 million people. The program charter states construct the hospital within 36 months within the approved budget and meet the defined quality standards. During program closure, the program charter is used to evaluate whether the hospital was delivered as planned, on time, within budget and with the required quality standards. Then, the business case is used to evaluate whether the hospital actually improved healthcare access and delivered the intended benefits. So, in simple terms, the program charter is used to evaluate whether the program achieved what it planned to deliver, while the business case is used to evaluate whether the program delivered the intended business value and benefits. So, both are important for evaluating overall program success. Now let's look at the first question from task 9. A healthcare organization has developed a program charter for a patient care modernization initiative. During the authorization review, a member of the executive leadership team asks, the business case justified the investment. Why do we need this additional review before starting work? What is the best response from the program manager? Now let's evaluate the options. Option A, the review confirms that detailed planning has been completed before execution begins. The question focuses on program authorization. The purpose of the authorization review is to determine whether the program should be formally authorized to proceed, not to verify that the detailed planning has been completed. Therefore, this option can be eliminated. Option B, the review allows organizational leadership to formally authorize the program based on its scope, benefits, costs, milestone schedule, and strategic objectives. This option states that organizational leadership formally authorizes the program based on its scope, benefits, cost, milestone schedule, and strategic objectives. This is exactly the purpose of ECO Task 9. During the authorization review, leadership evaluates the program charter to decide whether to authorize the program, commit funding, grant authority to proceed. This is the most appropriate option. However, let's quickly review the remaining options before confirming option B as the correct answer. Option C, the review provides an opportunity to finalize all component level requirements before funding is approved. Detailed component level requirements are not needed for program authorization. Component initiation, planning, execution and closure are performed during the program delivery phase, not during program authorization. Therefore, this option focuses on delivery phase activities rather than program authorization and can be eliminated. Option D, the review ensures that operational teams accept ownership of benefits before program begin. Benefit ownership is important, but it is not the primary purpose of the program authorization review. Therefore, this option can be eliminated. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Now let's look at the second question. A financial services company is considering authorization of a regulatory compliance program. During review of the program charter, executives agree that the initiative is strategically necessary and legally required. However, several board members question whether the organization will be able to determine if the program has actually achieved its intended outcomes after implementation. What should the program manager emphasize during the authorization discussion? Let's evaluate the options. Option A, the governance framework that will oversee program execution. During the authorization review, the board members are concerned about determining whether the program has achieved its intended outcomes. Although the governance framework oversees program execution, it does not define how program success will be measured. Hence, this option can be eliminated. Option B, the program success criteria, measurement approach and expected benefits. This option emphasizes the program success criteria, measurement approach and expected benefits. These enable the organization to determine whether the program has achieved its intended outcomes after implementation. This is exactly the purpose of defining success criteria and measurement methods during program authorization. Therefore, this is the most appropriate option. However, let's quickly review the remaining options before confirming option B as the correct answer. Option C, the detailed schedules for each component project. The question focuses on program authorization but not on detailed component planning. Detailed schedules for individual component projects are developed during the program delivery phase. Therefore, this option can be eliminated. Option D, the escalation process for program risks and issues. Although the escalation process supports program governance, it does not help determine whether the program has achieved its intended outcomes. Therefore, this option can also be eliminated. Hence, option B is the correct answer. When the question includes key phrases like program charter, authorization to initiate the program, organizational leadership approval, funding approval, high-level cost, milestone schedule, expected benefits, program authorization, program manager authority, success criteria, success metrics, and measurement methods, always remember the program charter formally authorizes the program and empowers the program manager to lead it. Program charter defines the program scope, secures funding and organizational approval to initiate the program. It establishes the success criteria, success metrics and measurement methods that will be used to evaluate the program success. Thanks for watching.